Everyone, thanks for joining us on 2K Sports. NBA action is coming up. Here we go. Bit of an old school feel to it, doesn't it? These teams love to run things down low.
Yeah, it's going to be a heck of a matchup, Kevin. A little bit of bully ball, you could say. Having a center you can run your offense through makes the rest of your offense that much better.
And hustle paying off there for George in the open court. Gets up court in a flash and finishes before the D can even react.
Now here's Markkanen. Irving for three. Rebounded by DeAndre Ayton. To the middle. Back to George. The shot comes out. And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. On the wing, Irving. Screen by Şengün. 20 feet out. Misses off the right iron. With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Darko Rajakovic and I got a chance to talk for a little bit. Now, Coach immediately recognized the many talents of Kyrie Irving. One thing he pointed out was not losing Irving on defense. Coach said Irving is just as dangerous without the ball. We can't let him get behind us. We have to make sure someone is on him at all times. Back to you.
Thanks, David. Here's George. Following the basket by Kyrie Irving. And Ayton throws it down.
What a dunk from Ayton. This is how dominant he can be down low.
Greg, you love this topic more than anyone. When you think about the best ball handlers of all time, where does Kyrie Irving rank on your list?
Well, you know, I think, Kevin, he's at the very top. I've never seen anyone else pull off some of the things he does. Certainly makes a strong case for the best ever.
Here's George. Following the basket by DeAndre Ayton. And Paul George with the three. George has got 7.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Fires away from outside. Şengün, no good.
Slow start, 1 of 4 to begin this game.
For 3, Holmgren. Jaylen Brown with the rebound. With the drive. And Brown throws it down hard.
Oh, take flight, JB. This man is explosive.
And the foul called on Tim Hardaway Jr. That is his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. First team foul.
Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. Here's George. Scored the basket. His 4th. He's only missed 1 of his 5 shots tonight. Here's Brown. It's not going to go for him. Some solid defense there from Jackson. The shot by George, no good. Out to the wing. Out to Hardaway. Brown outside. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Hardaway. 5 points in the game.
A consistent shot for him. Brown likes the three.
Ball with a wide open look. Drains the three-pointer.
What a great play. Totally schooled the defender on that one.
Kicks it out to Markkanen. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. And here's George for three. Jaylen Brown with the rebound.
2 minutes.
Outside Irving. Back to Hardaway. Stolen by Ball. Here's George. Going inside. That missed basket now makes him 4 of 8 from the field. Brown right side. And finished off by Brown.
Muscling that one in. JB is a strong individual.
.129 left to play here in the first. Jackson, that's good.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Outside Hardaway. Here's Brown. He has 7. No good with the layup. Holmgren the screen. And the shot goes in. George has got 11 points.
Keep riding that hot hand. He's been pretty much unstoppable.
And a missed layup.
Had enough room to finish, and that's one he'll usually make.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
They got off to such a hot start, and that can keep you energized throughout the whole game.
It's his first trip to the line.
First personal foul. First team foul.
And the first one drops.
One of the most creative guards that we have ever seen. Irving is just so unpredictable with the ball in his hands. No surprise there. He's about as automatic as it gets from the stripe. I hope I didn't jinx him.
Now, here is George. 13 points in the game.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
They came out swinging, really setting the tone on offense, and the opposition has not been able to respond.
And now the fast break. George with the ball.
Looks like it could be a big night for him. Very strong start here in the first quarter.
Pass to Hardaway. Back to Irving. Picked by Markkanen. Floats one. And Markkanen throws it down.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
And that could be the spark they needed to make a little run as they try to even this thing out.
And as we conclude the first quarter, a one-sided game so far.
Visiting team, 13.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And guys, what's your take on the home team so far?
They came in on a mission, razor-sharp offense in that first period.
Can they keep up the pace? Who knows, but they're already in a great position to win this one.
Brown, no good. Here's George. Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Checking in for your home team.
Kevin, thanks. Jaylen Brown has put it all together. He said, I'm figuring out my spots to be aggressive. That's in my DNA. But also showing how I've grown. Being a great screener, delivering passes on time and on target. That's important to being a great teammate. I'm focused on being a better basketball player. Kevin?
Yeah, and he's a smart one too, right, David? He is something else. Outstanding stuff, DA, as always. And Hardaway gets it to go.
Oh, excellent preparation from Hardaway Jr., primed to attack.
Pass to Ayton. It's hauled in by Zubac. Here's Irving. Now, here's Zubac. Now, Hardaway. Screen by Zubac. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And the foul called on Tim Hardaway Jr. That's foul number 2 for him.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
Right side, George. Stolen by Zubac. Now Markkanen. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game.
And what I love about Markkanen, he takes care of the basketball, and that's a result of being patient, playing smart, and just generally getting his points within the flow of the offense.
Where there's a lot of emphasis on three-point shooting, Greg, what's your opinion of that?
Well, Kevin, stretching the D isn't just about how far out they have to defend. It's the distance between that and how far in you have to defend. That's why analytics favors shots at the rim and from distance.
Paul George with the steal. And George with the stuff.
Punishing the rim there. When George makes up his mind he's going to dunk it, there is not much you can do.
Markkanen. Here's Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
Get him the ball anywhere close to the hoop, that thing is over.
And George with the stuff.
And we know George can score from all 3 levels, which is why he's capable of catching fire.
Screen by Zubac. The shot's good from Quickly.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Yeah, as soon as these guys feel contact, they are just disappearing like they're not even there. You got to show some fire and keep defending.
Here's George. That doesn't go either for George.
I'm trying to think of the last time I saw him miss a shot like that. It's been a while.
Pass to Zubac. Quickly with it. Screen by Zubac. And it's Quickly missing.
Yeah, but the defenders draped all over him. He just could not shake loose.
And they're on the break. Here's Najee. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration, a turnover, and an easy bucket in transition.
Seven points in the game. And it's Quickly missing. And here's George for 3. Gets the three-pointer to fall. George has got 24 points.
And this offense relies on George's range to space the floor, and he is one of the best at it. And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots in the game right here. Greg, every year we have the Best Teammate Award. What are some of those qualities that you admire in a great teammate?
Kevin, you want guys who make you better and who make it fun to come to work every day. In the end, teammates are like family. So trust, commitment, and just enjoying being with one another, it matters.
And George, here we go.
And this is George at his best, taking it at the defense, playing downhill.
Here's Quickly. And the rejection by Eaton.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring. And the defense scattered all over the place on the break. Nice job finding the wide open 3.
Pass to Markkanen. Here's Vincent. Beyond the arc. That one's in, his first shot this game.
They're having more success from three-point range here in the second after a rough first quarter from deep.
To the inside. Back to George. Releases from 15. It's George on the wing. Goes back up. And it's good on the layup. George has got 28.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
outside, marking it. That shot is off. Outside for George. Just 5 to shoot. He gets it in there. George has got 30.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
Always plays hard until the final whistle, no matter what the situation is.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. With every passing season, Quickly's role seems to expand.
Yeah, you know, Kevin, he's had to prove himself over and over. And now that he has, I don't think you'll find nearly as many doubters as he had when he first came into the league.
Back to Quickly. Stolen by Ball. From deep, George. They get it back. Quickly looking it over. Benson with it. A 3-ball. Holmgren with the steal. And they're running. Here's George. And George with the stuff.
And holding nothing back there, George gives the dunk his all.
Stolen by Ball. Fires the 3. Pass to George. Can't hit that one.
Rough start to the second half for them, only getting one of the past 4 shots to fall.
Here's Hauser. Drills the 3-pointer. Hauser's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
And what kind of defense was that? You can't give up wide open threes like that. What are you doing?
Down low. Here's George. Pass to Holmgren. Drops in the tray. Holmgren's got his second basket of the night.
And playing up-tempo, pro-level ball can be hard for some guys, but Holmgren has easily made the transition.
On the wing, George. He's got 32. Puts up a deep 3.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Into the lane. Releases. Şengün, no good.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open. And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Quickly with it. Now guarded by Ayton. No good from Zubac.
Defense pulled out all the stops to shut him down there. The floater is so tough to defend against. Nothing defenders can really do but shake their heads.
Pass to Hauser. Now Zubac. Back to Şengün. Here's Hauser. Offensive struggles continue, missing again. The 3 from George. Rebounded by Hauser.
The D has to respect his range. He made 2 in the first half, and he's capable of draining even more here in the second.
And moving George around the floor keeps the defense guessing.
Lobbed up there for Şengün. That shot, no good.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
Just go to show how tight your timing needs to be on this kind of play.
George, no good.
Oh, man, for whatever reason, he can't get it going from 3, and he's pretty good from there.
Here's Şengün. Pass to Quickly. Holmgren with the steal. Nobody near George. Nails the open triple off the fast break. George has got 39. Here's Hauser. Here's Vincent. The three-pointer, no good.
Credit to him for trying to get that three right back. Missed the shot, but that's a fighter's mentality.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
He's just riding the wave of momentum right now, getting to his spots and keeping things simple on the offensive side.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
And a very steady season for him at the charity stripe last year. He was right at 85%.
And quickly drops them both. This has been a one-sided affair.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of extending their lead and maintaining that intensity level.
Here's Brown. Outside Hardaway. Good on the three-point shot. Hardaway has got 6.
A go-to shot for Hardaway Jr. He can really hurt defenses from downtown.
Outside, Ball. Back to George. Lets the three fly. Buries the long-range jumper. George has got 15 points in just the second half. Inside. Here's Şengün. And Şengün throws it down.
Love seeing Şengün go up strong, leaving no room for error with that finish.
This is his first free throw of the game.
Personal foul.
And he is a cool customer at the line, guys. You've got to be when you're shooting 84% on the season.
And George drops them both.
And you know, George is a tough cover. The length, the range, smooth athlete, very difficult to match up with.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Brown.
That pass wandered off target. Can't lose focus on the little bitty things.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. And he gets it to go.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
That's a great possession. Put your best players in a position to succeed.
Irving can't get it to go.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy. It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
In the modern NBA, you have to hit threes to win games, and they've made that adjustment since the break.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair.
The visiting team, 38.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. In recent history, GA, we've seen some so-called redshirt rookies really thrive in their first season.
Oh, great call, partner. Blake Griffin, Joel Embiid, Chet Holmgren, the latest, were all forced to sit out their first year, but they got to be around the team, soak up as much knowledge as possible, and you can't really argue with the result.
So I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Personal foul.
And he knocks down the first one.
And what I love about Paul George, the production, year after year after year.
Didn't get to the line in the first half, but since the break, he's been in attack mode. Great adjustment.
Outside Hardaway. Holmgren with the steal. The three from George. And it's hauled in by Lauri Markkanen.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
In the corner, Şengün with it. Buries it from three-point range.
Well, Şengün can be choosy at the arc, so when he does take these shots, he means business.
Ayton in the corner. Back to George. Uses the glass to finish the layup. George has got 58.
As they set their sights on locking up the win, he has to do everything in his power to make this happen.
Ball with it. He's picked up by Irving. Outside, George. Kyrie Irving with the rebound. Kicks it out to Markkanen. There's the triple. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist.
How about the confidence? Markkanen looking fearless from the corner.
To the wing on the left. And here is Ayton. 6 on the shot clock. Here's George. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
First personal foul.
We've seen the NBA feature several overseas games, Greg, the last couple of years. Always growing the sport, aren't they?
And I know the fans love it. And nothing quite like seeing an NBA game in person and expanding that opportunity. Always a plus.
In that open floor, no guard is a better finisher than Kyrie.
George looking around.
They're doing a better job of working themselves to the line here in the second half.
The throw good, Paul George.
At the line for 2.
And George drops them both. Now, here is Irving. Brown outside. Back to Irving. Shoots over ball. Şengün.
Alfred Şengün.
And Şengün throws it down.
Ooh, that's a clever pass there by Kyrie, getting the ball to the guy for the better look.
Here's George. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Hardaway. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game. No good on the free throw.
Number 5. Emmanuel.
And the second free throw, good. Here's Irving. Outside, Markkanen. His three-pointer's off the mark.
And he might have thrown himself off when he saw how much space he had from 3.
Pass the ball. Outside, George. Fades and shoots. It's rebounded by Quickly.
Well, that's what you get when you go for style points with a fadeaway. And look, he paid the price.
Here's Markkanen. He goes up again. And the rejection by Ayton. Outside, George. Outside, Ball. That ball's nice speed that time from George.
Love whenever Ball is assertive like this. This is how dangerous he can be on offense.
Screen by Şengün. Here's Brown. And the rejection by Holmgren. Pass to George. George double teamed. Greg, we know players are not shy about criticizing officiating. Anything you try to change or improve with the way the game is called?
Well, I like when the players and the refs get together in the offseason to go over video examples. And I think one thing that's important is you got to have relationships between the players and the officials. And then I think the fans can also then kind of get on the same page. There are going to be missed calls out there. That will never change.
The shake. And George with this stuff.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Yeah, not just an impressive showing on offense, but on defense as well, executing their game plan perfectly.
The kick out to Irving. Clock at 6. Screen by Şengün. No good, and they can't put an end to this drought. Here's George. Finished off the break.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
And that score probably slams the door for any would-be comebacks. And look, they put this one to bed.
.29 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now Jackson. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation.
Away team ball.
Irving with the ball. And so they get the victory here at home. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do